Dunkinator Music.
It's Dunkinator Music, blogging life and other bullshit. Come enjoy the vibes. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe.
What up, what up, what up? It's your girl Duncan, as y'all already know. And I just wanted to do something different today. So we're gonna go ahead and play a little game. It's called The And Family Edition. Okay, so these are questions about family, yourself, you know, where do you see yourself in the future, stuff like those type of questions. And I'm not gonna play the whole deck, but I'm gonna, you know, pick some out of here and see which ones we get. But I feel like this, you know, give y'all an opportunity to kind of, you know, get a little bit of a backstory and kind of like a get to know me, you know, for the subscribers that are not my friends or family that y'all, you know, y'all don't really know me and stuff. So this is kind of give y'all some insight a little bit. And then, you know, after the game, I'm, you know, may elaborate on a few things and, you know, kind of get my life story as well. But thank y'all for coming back. Thank y'all for liking. Thank y'all for subscribing and watching my vlogs and stuff. I appreciate you. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna see what we got here. What's our first question? Shuffle these a little bit. I can't remember. So we have two versions of this game. So we have the family edition, and then we also have a couples edition. And I believe they have a website. It's just theand.com. I'll find it and plug it in the bio for y'all if y'all want to go check them out. But they also do have different questions besides family and couples on there. It's a really cool website, really good, you know, game to play, kind of, you know, get the insights of your family or spouse or yourself or co-workers. You know, they have different ones. They have political ones like that ask you questions about you know, the whole Black Lives Matter, where people stand on that, and Republican, you know, this and this and that. So like they have different ones on there. Definitely check them out. So the first question we have here is, what are the 5 things you love most about yourself? It's a hard question. You know, you can always find like the negatives about yourself. I would say my personality. Like sometimes I can be more introverted in certain situations, but for the most part, I feel like I'm an extrovert. Like I have a personality where like I feel like everybody can get along with me, or everybody does get along with me. And if you don't like me, that's just your fault. Like I don't I'm not even trying to be cocky, but like that's legit your fault. Like I don't feel like I really be doing anything wrong for people to not like me. Like I feel like I'm a cool, you know, go with the flow, like funny type person. So I would say, you know, 1 is my personality, 2, my hair. Even though like right now it's short, like I be having, you know, curls and all this other shit going on. So I feel like my hair, like people say hair doesn't define you, but at the same time, I feel like hair does define you in a way. Cause like there's so much personality that you can also put in your hair too. So like, you know, when you dye your hair, that's defining you almost in a way. And you know, how you do your hairstyles and stuff like that. So I'll definitely say my hair. I love my hair. Regardless of if it's long, short, semi, like curly, straight, afro, you know, whatever I do to it, like I love my hair. I would say now my confidence. At first I didn't really like, I don't feel like I had a lot of confidence in like myself, my looks, my wardrobe, like all that. Like in professional sense, you know, I didn't really feel like I had a lot of confidence. But now I would say that I'm getting more confident in a lot of areas, you know, emotionally, spiritually, personally. Like I feel like I'm becoming way more confident, you know, than I used to be. Like I mean, I could look bummy as fuck and still be like, I look fucking good. You know what I'm saying? But I would definitely say my confidence for sure. Now, the 4th thing I would say would be like my kindness, but at the same time, I feel like motherfuckers take my kindness for granted. And then like they anyway, that may be, I may go into that if we have a later question. I would say my kindness. I can't think of a fifth thing, y'all. I'm sorry. That's it. Describe when you felt most alive. Ooh. Most alive. I would probably say like when we took our trip to Corpus Christi, babe, Kai and I feel like that was one of the funnest like things that I have done thus far. Cause we went a few places out there in Texas. Like we went to Corpus Christi, we went to South Padre Island, and then we like, you know, we went to the pier, we went to the USS ship, and we watched a movie on the ship. Like it was a bunch of activities that she planned. I think she didn't plan anything. The only thing we legit planned was we were gonna go. But I think we just did whatever activities. Like we woke up and looked and seen, okay, what does you know San Antonio have, or what do they have here, and we kind of just went and did it. I would say that would be the time where I felt most alive. For sure. Which one of your friends don't you trust? I don't feel like I have any friends that I don't trust. Cause like, I mean, I feel like if there's a friend that I don't trust, like I don't need to be friends with that person. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have any friends that like I don't trust. Yeah, If it was somebody that I didn't trust, like I would have dropped their ass. They wouldn't be a friend of mine. Period. What's one thing you really want to experience? I would say maybe a sense of true independency. I really haven't had that in my life. Like, to be honest with y'all, there hasn't really been like a point where I can 100% say I was independent, didn't depend on anybody. Like, I didn't have and I mean, I know that sometimes family, you know, they'll be there for you, yada, yada, yada. But I haven't said that there's a point where, like, I lived by myself. I have my own place. I have my own car. I have my own apartment. Like, you know what I'm saying? All of that shit. I don't know what that feels like. I've never experienced that. Because I legit grew up with my parents. Then it was just me and my mom and my little sister, and my brother. Then it was just me, my mom, my sister. And then it was me, my mom, my sister, my brother again. And then I moved in with Sherry, and we were friends at first because I couldn't take the home life at that point. Like, it was just a lot of shit. To me, it was a lot of shit that was going on at that time, and I was like, look, I can't do this shit. I'm not about to do this shit. You know what I'm saying? So I moved out of the home with Sherry, and then we, you know, after a little bit of time, we was like, let's go ahead and, you know what I'm saying, let's try this thing out. And we've been together ever since. So I haven't, and I'm not saying like, give me independence so that I could be like, you know, on my own type shit, like trying to break up or nothing like that. But I just I just feel like right now, I just need independence. Or, you know, want independence. I don't know. I can't explain it. I can't explain why, but that's one thing that I really want to experience. Oh my God. If you could change one thing about the way you were raised, what would it be and why? I might use this as a thumbnail, y'all. This might be the thumbnail. It's kind of hard to answer this question, y'all, because it's like, it's a good thing and a bad thing to me. But I've said this before in my vlog, or maybe I said it in the podcast. I feel like the whole, always be there for your brothers and sisters dynamic that we grew up in, or not even just brothers and sisters, but we grew up in a dynamic where it was like, you always be there for your family and stuff like that. Family this, family that. Which I get that. But at the same time, I feel like it's a stressful, pressure-filled dynamic because we are all struggling. So, like, I can't be there for you mentally, physically, financially, spiritually, if I can't even do those things for myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't do it. And I feel like sometimes with us growing up in that dynamic too, if you're trying to like create your own family, then that also creates issues too, because it's like then that brings up conflict where it's like, oh, so you choosing that bitch or that person over. I'm not saying these are the words that anyone has used, but I'm just saying like it can create conflict or issues where it's like, oh, you choosing that bitch over the family, or you choosing that nigga over the family, or and it's not even like that. Like it's legit. Like this is something that I'm trying to build and work on, and my family has to come first. Not saying that y'all are not family, but the family that I'm building and that I'm trying to work on, that has to come first. So if I don't have it to provide to my own family, I cannot provide it to you. So it's a good thing because it always keeps a close-knit family, and you always have your brothers and sisters or your aunties, your uncles, whatever it is, like kind of like how like the Italians are. They're like family. You know what I'm saying? Like family is 100. We all stick together. Like I feel like that's a cool dynamic, but at the same time, it's like if you know what I'm saying, if we're not able to do it for ourselves, we can't do it for the next person. What do you think is your biggest challenge right now? God damn, these questions are deep. I think my biggest challenge right now is just trying to decide what's best for me. Everybody keeps saying do what's best for you, and I sometimes don't even know what the fuck that means. Like, I don't know. Like with this whole me trying to move situation, it's like I want to move, but then I don't know. I don't really know if that's what's best for me, And then at the same time, it's like, what if I lose relationships because of the move? Meaning my own relationship. Like what, you know what I'm saying? Nobody knows what the future will hold. So what if I fuck off my relationship because I want to move? And I don't want to be in Oklahoma anymore. And, just trying to think and do for me is what I would say is the hardest thing, or the challenging thing for me right now. It's because I've never really also had to do that. Like, what I mean by that is I've always grew up in that dynamic, be there for everybody when they need it. And I've always worried about everybody else's feelings, everybody else's concerns. I've always taken all that into consideration, and I've always put myself on the back burner, always. Like, there's been moments where sometimes I've needed shoes, clothes, whatever, but if somebody else says, hey, can you help me with my light bill? I would give them the last of my motherfucking money, knowing damn well that I need draws or, other shit. And I don't do it to, like, get a blessing or anything in return. I just do it. You know what I'm saying? Because I have been there, and I know how it is to be homeless. And so if it's somebody that I love or somebody that I'm close to, somebody that I call a friend, I feel like, I'm going to do whatever I can if I have it to make sure that they're okay. And then now that it's time for me to try to give myself that same love and respect, it's like hard. It's hard for me. It really is. I feel selfish to like want to try to do something for myself, If you could grant one wish, what would it be? I wish I was rich. I didn't even go take too long to contemplate on that. Like, I didn't been in the gutter. Like, I'm talking sleeping on a bus bench, having to wake up from that bench, wait for the bus to get taken to school. I'm not trying to be poor no more. So if I had one wish, I swear to God, can't swear on God, but man, if I had one wish, it'd be to be rich for sure. And then I'd invest, save some money, pay off debts, my student loans and all this other crap, get a house, do all the, start a business. That would be my one wish. The question is, what makes a family? A family is whatever you make it, Because like they say, a family sometimes isn't what you're born into. It's what you make or whatever, however the saying goes. My family consists of my mom, my brother, my sister, my siblings on my daddy's side. Like, that's family. Fiance, my baby boy, my dog, my best friend, but I look at her as a sister. My other best friend, I look at him like that's my brother. You know what I'm saying? To me, that's my family. What's one thing I can do to show more love? I feel like everybody's love language is different though. So like, I can say that I'm showing love, but like their definition of love is different than mine. So they may feel like gifts is the way of showing love. You know what I'm saying? So maybe finding out what their love language is. Maybe, just so that I can say, okay, I figured out that person's love language, so now I can show them love more. That's what I'm gonna say. That's my answer. Yeah. List your family members and what their ideal jobs would be. All right, I'm gonna start with myself. So my ideal job would be doing something in the music field, or anything that doesn't require me having to talk to customers. I hate customer service. I really do. Like, what a motherfucking passion. I hate customer service. But that's where I'm stuck at this point because my jobs have always been customer service. Sherry's ideal job, or Chucky, I don't know. She's so multi-talented. That's the thing. So like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. So I would say her ideal job that I would think she would do would be like something either within the makeup field or like influencer influenced, because that's where she's like most happiest. Doing like something with social media and all that good stuff. So I would say that would be where I would see her like thriving the most. Kai, my guy Kai, his would probably be a gamer, something with gaming or tech related. Like, that would be his ideal job. Probably creating games, playing games, testing games, something of that nature. Streamer, gaming streamer, something like that. I think moms would be like some type of interior decorating, party planning. Like, that's where I feel like or maybe the criminal justice, because she's also got a lot of stuff, like talents in degrees and stuff like that under her belt. But I feel like planning parties and stuff like that would be like her go-to ideal job. Faith, hers may be like photography or social media, also like marketing, managing, influencing, something of that nature. Juice, his would probably be sports, like some type of sports something. Sports manager, football player, something of that nature. He would be in sports somewhere, somehow. Drea, to keep it a whole bill, she'd probably be in some medicinal type shit, like something related to somewhere where, like, you know how Snoop Dogg or Wiz Khalifa, like somewhere in that motherfucking realm, I would see her thriving in. Cause she knows so much about that shit. I can't get jiggy with that shit. If you know, you know. Robert, I would say Robert, his would probably be a singer, something in the music like me. And Brooke would probably be some type of like anything you need as far as plug, like hotels, dress related, like decorating, like all of that shit. Brooke is the go-to. But that's what I would say. That's the family and the ideal jobs that I would see them thriving in. Let me know if I got that right. If y'all watching this, let me know. Let me know if I got them right. Or y'all right. Babe, Faith, Kai, Brooke, BJ, Drea, Robert. Let me know if I got them right. Moms, let me know if I got y'all right. What's a memory from your childhood you most want to forget? I'd most like to forget everything. Everything bad. Everything bad. I just feel like I look back on my childhood and like I only remember the bad shit. So, I mean, I remember some of the good stuff too. Like, don't get me wrong, but it's like almost that's the only thing that I could see or think about is all the bad shit. You know, I was forced to do some things that I didn't want to do when I was younger. And that would be the thing that I would want to forget. I'm just gonna leave it at that. If you can read between those lines. When do you worry about yourself most and why? I was about to say Ice JJ Fish. Goddamn. What did LL Cool J say?
When I'm alone in my room, sometimes I stare at the wall, and in the back of my mind, I hear my conscience call.
Yeah, definitely at night when I'm alone with my thoughts. I mean, it's like when you sit there and you think about everything and you're all alone, it seems like that's when like the intrusive thoughts come in. That's when like all the negativity tries to come in. That's when I start thinking about like the what ifs. When were you most proudest of your family? I would say like maybe when we first moved here. Maybe not when we first moved here. Maybe it was like a year or so after that. Because that was when BJ moved here. He was, gonna do the football thing. And he was going to college. And, Faith was doing all her shit. Runway stuff and, all that good old stuff. Yeah, and mom was working. She was working 2 jobs and I think she was working 3 actually. She was doing all that shit. I was working and trying to go back to school and stuff. So I feel like that was like probably the proudest moment that I had of our family. Like, we was all on our shit doing everything that we need to do. Yeah, I was definitely proud. I mean, I'm proud of them now. Don't get me wrong. Like, BJ got his family shit he got going on, like daughter, all this shit like that. He's doing his damn thing, you know what I'm saying? Faith, she about to graduate high school. She trying to work on her own business, shit like that. So like, don't get me wrong, I'm proud of everybody, but I would say that would probably be the proudest that I was of our family. In 5 words, describe how you think people perceive you. Ooh! Ooh! I feel like y'all got me fucked up. Y'all got me fucked up. There you go, right there. Y'all got me fucked up. I feel like some people, they say like I am detached. Some people say I'm funny. Some people say I'm cute. Some people say that I am, kind or giving. And the last one, Some people say that I am confident, but I don't feel like I am. What do you do that allows you to feel comfortable being yourself, and why? To be honest, I just be me. Like, I don't know any other way to say it. Like, I really don't give a fuck now, like I used to. But now I don't give a fuck what anybody has to say, what they think of me. Like, I could go outside, mismatch socks and all, and not give two motherfucking fucks. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just allow myself to do what I want, wear what I want, be who I want. And that's what makes me comfortable. You know what I'm saying? All right, we got a few more questions I'm gonna pull, and then I'm gonna go ahead and end it. Well, I appreciate y'all if y'all stayed this far. I had to check on my pizza. When was the last time the family misunderstood me, and why? Next question. Name your top 3 pet peeves. Pet peeve number 1. When I say no, I mean motherfucking no. That goes for kids, family, friends, fiance, all that shit. That shit pisses me off. If I say no and the motherfucker say why, oh, I'm flying off the motherfucking hinge. That's a pet peeve for sure. Number 2, smacking when you eat. If you smack when you eat, I'm gonna fuck around and smack you. Shut the fuck up. Close your mouth. Okay? Ooh, that's a pet peeve number 2. Pet peeve number 3. I don't know. I'm gonna have to come back to y'all on that one. I don't know. I think I just got the 2, and that's the only 2 that I can think of right now. If you could add one person to the family, who would it be and why? We're about to get juicy. Oh my God. If I could add one person to the family, who would it be and why? Now, I'm gonna say Sherry. I feel like, yes, so Sherry's a part of my family, as in me, her, and Kai. But I feel like she's not all the way in the family with, like, my mom, my siblings, and all the, like, my mom's side, or all this other shit. You know what I'm saying? When you get in a relationship, like, one thing that you look forward to is in-laws. You know what I'm saying? Like, going over their house, having family dinners, you know, shit like that. Like, blended family, combined family type shit. We used to be able to do that, but we don't do it anymore. And so, you know, her not really being able to be her own self or accepted or whatever the case may be in my family, it sucks, because I want to go and do stuff like on my side of the family, but she be like, I ain't even gonna fuck with it, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, damn, like, that's one thing that I always looked forward to as a kid, getting in a relationship, getting married or whatever, is like being able to have those bonding times with, you know, bringing my significant other over to the family events and having them, you know, have a good time, be able to kick it, socialize, like, you know, all that shit, like her fit in, and her or him, whatever, fit in and, like, you know, blend well with my family. And so not having that dynamic, like, kind of sucks when the person that you're with and your family kind of don't really, like, get along or not on the best terms. Who would you guess is the next one to be married in your family? So it's a tie. I think it's a tie between me and Sherry and BJ and Brooke. Because we both are engaged at this point and, like, making plans to be married. So I would say I think it's a tie between the both of us on who would be married next. We were supposed to be married, actually, but we had the book, we had you know, the venues we went and visited, we knew how much money we was looking at, we had the caterer, we had the cake. I think the only thing we didn't have was, like, our dresses and our tux, but we already had an idea of what we wanted in mind. So, like, we had everything, but COVID happened. And so with COVID happening, that kind of limited what we could do, because our guest list was everybody that was like close to us. So it was already, really close friends and family and shit like that. So with COVID happening, we didn't really get a chance to carry out our wedding and stuff like we had planned. I mean, we had the money, we had the deposit, we had it all. We had it all ready to go. The black and yellow, you know what I'm saying? It was done, it was in there. And then COVID happened. So right now it's kind of on the back burner. Score. Wow. Next question. Who takes more responsibility in your relationship? I mean, it depends on what you mean by responsibility. Like, are you talking about like financial? Are you talking like when there's a fight, who says I'm sorry? I mean, I feel like it's 50-50. Like right now it's not 50-50 because I'm not working. So right now Sherry's taking most of the responsibility of everything. But like when I'm working, I feel like everything is 50-50. And then as far as like, if I'm wrong, like I say, hey, maybe I didn't say it the correct way. I apologize. Like I will fess up to my shit and be responsible and say like, I fucked up or whatever. When it comes time to it, like we both are responsible. Now, as far as like a family dynamic, I feel like I take more responsibility sometimes in a way because I'm the oldest, so like a lot of responsibility is put on me, and I try to be there for them when I can. So a lot of if y'all watching Kanto, I don't know the little girl name, but the girl that is like, give it to your sister is older, that motherfucker, that's me, dog. That's me. Like, I've never related to a fucking Disney character more than I have her. She basically sums up my life. I feel like if I don't have the responsibility, I feel like if I don't take on that responsibility, like, it's not gonna get done. Nobody's gonna do it. So, I take it all on from the family, from Sherry, Kai, like, I just take it all on and I do what I can with it. Try to get everybody's problem shit, solved, taken care of. Next question. How do you hope your relationships will change in the next 10 years? Hopefully Sherry and I will be married by then. That's if we're still together. Let me say that. If we're still together, hopefully we're married by then. We would have had another child by then. As far as the family dynamic, relationships with my family and stuff, like hopefully, like we're still on speaking terms and everything is good there. Hopefully, me and my best friends / sister brother's still cool. Still my niggas, man. But yeah, that's how I feel on that, and that's just that. What do you think makes you the happiest? Music. Anytime I'm sad, depressed, not feeling myself, or just want to, like, just be in a good mood, I just put on some music. Like, music gets me through a lot. So if that's making music, listening to music, whatever it is, music is definitely my go-to, for sure. And then my family, being around my family makes me happy too. So like, Sherry, Kai, mom, Faith, brother, Brooke, Drea, all of them, like whenever we have social gatherings and we're all together, that shit is beautiful to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. And then my extended family, Nay, Halston, Uncle Richard, Andy, Auntie Dina, all of y'all. I love all of y'all, man. All of y'all make me happy. Being able to see y'all happy and stuff like that shit makes me happy. Love y'all. What makes your family work the way it does? Communication. Open communication. So like a lot of times, like Sherry and Kai and I will sit down and we'll have like family talks and stuff. And we just talk about shit like our day, you know, how things going, how we feeling, what do we feel like we can change, about ourselves, about our family, what's something we want to do, where do we want to go vacation. Like, we just, you know, we just talk, like, you know, and we have a good little time. So I feel like, you know, open communication definitely is what helps us. And just letting Kai and letting everybody be themselves. Like, if they're goofy, go for it. If you funny, you know, go for it. You know what I'm saying? If you having a bad day, I can tell. You know what I'm saying? And I'll let you have that shit. But like, just be yourself. Be 100% authentic. Be you. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what that is and who that is, what that looks like. I think is another thing that works for us and our family. We don't judge each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if there is some like nasty, and I won't even say nasty or like, but like, you know, qualities that are different from each other. You know, that's how that person is, you know what I'm saying? But we give them room to grow and realize, like, damn, you know, I was mean to them. Like, maybe I shouldn't have said that, or maybe I shouldn't have done that. You know what I'm saying? But we give each other time, space, and room to grow into being a better person. What's your favorite family tradition? Sunday dinners. When we used to have Sunday dinners, go to mom's house, or, you know, we would pick a different house to go to. And we would all just get together, watch the game, kick it, catch up with each other. But also carving pumpkins, or, you know, hot cocoa in a movie. We always try to go on a trip every year, like Sherry, Kai, and I. We always try to do something every year for Kai. So those are some of the things that, you know, we do as far as traditions.
I'm gonna pull a card. Hi guys. What's not healthy about your relationship to money?
I treat it like it's therapy. So like, a lot of times if I get paid, I be like, oh yeah,
I'm going to Blue Coats.
man, I'm about to splurge, bruh. Yeah, I was just about to say, like, I'll make sure my bills is paid and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't just be like splurging and I'll be like, oh, I gotta make sure I gotta pay. I don't have a way to pay my light bill. Like, I don't do no shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But I make sure that my shit's paid, but then I'll splurge. Or if I'm not feeling like, say for instance, like if I'm sad or something like that, I'll fuck around and buy some shit. Like, Amazon was my motherfucking best friend, bruh. So like, that's what I would say. I definitely use it as therapy for me, sometimes in a way.
Hi babe.
Hey, babe.
Hi guys. What's a memory from your childhood you never want to forget?
I would say, never want to forget. I would say running around with Portia, Nunu, and when we lived in Lemon Grove, we lived in these apartments, and Monty and Sophia and all them, and we used to play hide and seek. And there's like this little area down at the bottom where it was like leaves and shit would collect. And I don't even know how to really describe it to y'all, but like, for some reason that was everybody's spot to go and hide. But that would be one thing that I would say that I would never want to forget, is like how much fun that shit was, just being a kid. Like, and being able to play and just run around and, you know, have a good old time. And we used to, BJ and I, we used to be able to like just walk up in their house and be like, hey, you know, where Portia and Nunu at? Like, because we were so close with them, or where's Monty and them? And we would have a really good, genuine time, you know, just being a kid. So that would be one thing that I would say I never want to forget. Is this the last question?
Yeah.
This is the last question, y'all. And then I'm going to go and, you know, do my little kind of story time thing at the end.
When was the last time you cried and why? You picked this card out.
Wow. The last time I cried, it was legit the other day. And it was Valentine's Day. The last time I cried was on Valentine's Day. We was watching A Walk to Remember. when it started getting to the end where she gets sick and she was like, I told you not to fall in love with me. That, whew.
It was the dad. When the dad paid for the treatments, that's when
that
I
shit,
cried.
that motherfucking movie makes me cry. Okay? But that's the last time I cried, and it was because of a fucking movie. But that was the last of the questions that I have. So, I told y'all I'll do like a little story time too. So, basically, you know, my name is Duncan, or one of the names that I go by is Duncan, aka Nene. I grew up in California, and I lived there until I was about 16 or 17. And then we moved here to Oklahoma, and I went to Tulsa Central High School, graduated from there, and I wanted to go to Langston, but I was influenced by multiple people to go to a different school. So I ended up going to UCO, got in trouble with the law. Well, technically, I didn't even know that I got in trouble, actually. I didn't know until later, but I came back because I had missed my grandma. Some things was going on. Financial aid, you know, it was a lot of things that kind of happened. And so I ended up coming back to Tulsa. And then that's when I found out that I had gotten in trouble. I lost my grandma, which is one of the reasons why I moved to Tulsa, along with getting to know my dad and his side of the family. And then I had to go through all that legal shit with like getting my background taken care of, going to turn myself in, and that was a whole ordeal. And so, you know, it's been hard, because it kind of seems like it's just been like boom, 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 boom. So let me backtrack just a little bit. So back in Cali, grew up, you know, with Portia Noonan and my brother. You know, we had a good childhood. We did trips, and, you know, my mom and his dad were together for a long time. And so for a while, that was the only, you know, dad that I knew. Then they broke up, and that seems like where like things just kind of started going bad for me. They may not see it this way, but I feel like I was abused when I lived with them. Not my mom and my dad, but my dad's side of the family. That's where a lot of like me feeling not as confident or not being able to kind of express myself came in. Was when I lived with them, and like I legit was treated like the stepchild. And it took a lot of time for me to like get over that. But that's where a lot of the like issues that I had came from. And so, you know, going from there, then we ended up moving into a shelter. And before we moved into the shelter, that's where like the homelessness kind of came into play. And so in between us trying to get from San Diego to where we were going to, we didn't have a place. Then we had to live at the, you know, or not live, but kind of sleep at the bus place. So there was moments where I didn't even want to go to school. I was so depressed. Like I was like, why? What's the point? Shout out to my friends that I met during that time, because, you know, they really helped me through a really hard time in my life. Orange Glen was the high school that I went to at that time. So shout out to all my friends there. if you're watching this. And then we eventually got on our feet. We're able to move to Oklahoma. Then I went to high school, graduated, went to college, got in trouble again. Then the whole situation happened with that. Then from there, it was just like shitty jobs, not being able to, do anything, getting treated like a felon, because of the shit that was in my background. I eventually, this was where I was living with my mom and stuff like that. I eventually got to a point where I was like, I can't do it anymore. I want to leave, I want to move, whatever the case may be. And I was in the middle of looking for my own place to stay. But then, kind of met my friend Sherry. And she seen, what I was going through at that time and stuff like that, and was like, you know what? You don't deserve that. What? We were friends, right?
She meant right now.
I'm explaining as if I'm going through that point in time, like currently. It's really funny how we met, cause like I was supposed to be getting a ride home from my best friend, and he was like, I forgot that I was telling this other person that I would take them home, yada yada yada. So I was like, okay, I'll just go ahead and walk. Like, I was legit. I didn't feel like I didn't stay far from. Now, when I say this, I don't feel like I stayed far from from the job. Okay, so the job was on like 41st and Mingo-ish, and I stayed on 38th and Sheridan. So so to some that may be a long walk, but I had made that walk several times before going to work, but I had never done it going home, and it was 10 o'clock at night. So I was like, I'm just gonna go ahead and walk. Like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? If I don't have a way home, I have to make a way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I am the type of person to where like I wasn't gonna depend on nobody. So my mom was at work, she had the car, so there was no way that I could like, call her or nothing like that, or anybody else at that time. So I was like, I'm just gonna walk. So he's like, nah, like, I'll make sure that you got a ride home, don't worry about it with the whoop. So he asked Sherry, and I'm like, I don't know Sherry. I've never met Sherry in my life. This lady could be a serial killer. I don't know her. You know what I'm saying? But she was like, no, like, you ain't gotta worry, sweetheart. I'll take you home. Like, get in a car with the whoop. I was like, no, I'm not getting in your car, dude. I don't know you. I'm not getting in your car, bro. She was like, no, like, I'll take you home. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got a few other people I'm going that way or whatever. So I was like, all right, bet. Like, if you're going that way, cool. I don't want to take you out your way. So she took me home. But what's funny is I didn't know that, like, at that time she was linked in with somebody else that I knew. So when I walked to the car, she opened the door. I'm like, I know some of the other people that was in the car. So I was like, I guess I'll get in the car. But that's how Sherry and I met. So boom, I met Sherry. That was kind of like, the good part, I would say, about Oklahoma. After all, like, the bad shit and all that shit happened. So right now, like, we've been through a lot. We've been together for almost it'll be 7 years as far as our anniversary on March, because we had our 6th year last year. So we've been through a lot. So, like, I wouldn't really say I've had any kind of like bad times since then. Like, I feel like my life has been kind of consistent, besides, like, getting injured, not being able to work, like, stuff like that. But I wouldn't say those are times where it's like how I've had them in the past, all the other shit I just explained. So I feel like pretty, for the most part, it's been pretty consistent after that. So, like, I mean, it's basically what has happened or transpired from, and there's stuff that I left out. But that's basically kind of what has transpired since I've been young to now. So if you don't know me, you just got caught up in a summed up version. So I want to thank y'all for watching this video, this game video, getting to know me, you know what I'm saying? I also want to thank y'all for sticking around, liking, subscribing, supporting me. And I don't know if you guys are even watching the other stuff that I'm involved in, but the podcast as well. If you're not, I have a podcast with my siblings, and we talk about different topics or questions that either, you know, people bring to us on Messenger, Instagram, Snapchat, whatever, or just random questions that we come up with or topics that we come up with ourselves. But thank you if you are doing that. If not, I'm going to plug it in this corner, I think it is. So you can go check out the channel and go look and see if, you know, it's something that you like or want to be a guest on, because we are now accepting guests and stuff too. So I'm going to go ahead and let y'all go. But thank you guys so much. If you've stuck around this far, appreciate it. It's Duncan. We're about to get the fuck up out of here, peace.
Dunkinator music. It's Dunkinator music. Blogging life and other bullshit. Come enjoy the vibes. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe.